Hello dear students, greetings of the day. I, Mohammad Zishan, welcome you to the online classes of geography. Dear students, today we will be having the fifth lecture of chapter number 5, which is landforms of the earth. Dear students, in last lectures we have studied about mountains. In this lecture we are going to study about the plateaus and plains. These are the two other types of landforms. So, what are the plateaus? Plateau is nothing, it is just a flat land which is elevated from the surrounding land, or you can say a highland which have flat top is called a plateau. So, plateau is defined as an area of high ground or elevated land 500 feet above the ground level. These uplands have steep slopes on one side or both the side. The upper part is generally flat and is called tableland. So here plateaus may be categorized into various types like volcanic plateau, intermontane plateau, Piedmont Plateau, and continental plateaus. So these are the types on the basis of the formation, how the plateaus are formed. On that type we can categorize plateaus into these four categories. So first one is volcanic plateau. How volcanic plateaus are formed? See, we know that in mantle there is lava, right? There is, you can say, molten rocks which are called magma. So here suppose this is a magma chamber or magma tank is there, right? This is the deposition of magma, right? So what happens, this magma, right, apply force upside, it applies pressure upside. So suppose it is applying pressure, right, reaching here in the cracks, and because of that it is applying pressure. So what may happen when it will apply force on this layer like this? So this one area may rise upside, okay, it may rise like this area may rise in this manner, right, in this manner. So one plateau will be formed, okay, one plateau will be formed. Or what can be done other ways? In other ways, suppose if this crust is generating cracks. Suppose here one crack is this one, another crack is this one, and another crack is this one, right? So what will happen, this lava will come out through these cracks, okay, in form of fissure, right, or and will keep depositing here on these layer by layer, right, layer by layer it will keep depositing. And what will happen, it will form what, a highland, okay, which will have a flat top like a table, and that will be called what, that will be called a tableland or a plateau. Okay, so this is how volcanic plateaus are found. So examples of volcanic plateaus, if we talk about India, we are having Deccan Plateau is an example of volcanic plateau. So peninsular India, Deccan Plateau, and South African Plateau, Colombian Plateau. Colombian Plateau is in Northwest America. Okay. Then we are having Ethiopian Plateau and Antrim Plateau. Antrim Plateau is in North Ireland. So these are the plateaus which are formed by the volcanoes because of the fissure. These are the fissure faults. Okay, a line type faults from where the magma comes out in the form of and becomes lava and get deposited in the form of layers of lava, layer by layer, right? And this land get elevated, okay, because of this overlying layers, and the top becomes flat, which is called tableland or plateau. Then we can also find plateaus in between the mountains. When mountains are getting formed, and in between mountains we can find plateaus. Suppose if there is one mountain this way, right, then another mountain this way, or one mountain here, one mountain here, okay, this land, okay, suppose this land is surrounded by mountain, right, and it is flat, okay, It is elevated land surrounded by mountains from all sides. That type of plateau is called intermontane plateau. Intermontane, the plateau which is in between the mountain. Inter means between, mountain means mountain. Okay, so these are the highest plateaus. Okay, like the Pamir Plateau. Pamir Plateau is world's highest plateau. It is also called the roof of the world. Pamir Plateau is called roof of the world. Pamir Plateau, roof of the world, right? So or you can say Pamir Plateau or Tibetan Plateau, right? Tibetan Plateau, Pamir Plateau, same thing. Tibetan Plateau is called Tibetan Plateau or Pamir Plateau is called what? The roof of the world or world's highest plateau. And then we are having North American Cordilleras. So these are found along the Rocky Mountains in North America. This is Cordillera. And Bolivian Plateau is found in Bolivia, and Peruvian Plateau is found in Peru. Okay, Peru, which is in South America. It's a country of South America. Bolivia and Peru both are the countries in South America. Then the third type of plateau is Piedmont Plateau. Piedmont Plateau is similar to the intermontane plateau, but here one side of this plateau is surrounded by mountain and another is surrounded by plain. Okay, suppose here it is mountain, right? And here suppose we are having a plain, right? So the plateau which is in between a mountain and plain, that is called Piedmont. Pied means foot, mont means hill. Okay, Pied means you can say foot and it is hill, right? So the plateau which is found at foothills is called Piedmont Plateau, like eastern USA. In eastern USA, we are having Piedmont Plateau between Appalachian Mountain and Atlantic Ocean coast, and the coast of Atlantic Ocean. So here we find what? Eastern USA, Piedmont Plateau. So, and the last is Continental Plateau. What is Continental Plateau? If there is a plain and here also a plain, and in between if there is a highland like this, okay, that highland which is having a flat top, okay, and lies between the two plains is called what? That is called Continental Plateau, right? And example is Antarctic Plateau. So it was all about the plateaus. Let me check the video. Okay, now we will study about the plains, how plains are formed. You can take a screenshot of this. So what is plain? A plain is defined as the extensive area of lowland with level or gently undulating surface. Now what does that mean? Definition is given in your book. A plain is defined as an extensive area of lowland, means the land is not elevated, it is a lowland, and with a level surface. Level surface means if surface is like this, it is called a leveled surface. Okay, it is not rolling. Leveled means something which is not rolling, okay. Or they are saying that k, or a plain is defined as an extensive area of lowland with a level or gently undulating surface. Gently undulating surface means if land is going somewhat like this and then like this and then like this, means a little rolling, you can say. Okay, undulating means a little waving type surface it may have. A plain is defined as an extensive area of lowland with level or gently undulating surface. If its surface is undulating, but gently undulating, not highly undulating like this. Okay, if right, this is high undulating, it is gently undulating. So that type of extension of land with a flat surface, right, with a flat surface and low elevation, that type of land is called plain. So plain can be categorized into various types: structural plane, depositional plane, and erosional plane. Now, how planes can be formed structurally? See, planes are formed structurally when endogenic forces are applied. When endogenic forces are applied, okay. Because of endogenic forces, uh, the forces from the earth either can uplift a land, okay, and make it plain, or it can subside, the land can sink down and become flat, then it may become plain. So here the Great Plains of USA, Great Plains of USA, the plains which are found in between Rocky Mountain, in between Rockies and Mississippi, Mississippi and Missouri rivers. Okay, these two rivers are there, and here this area, right, this area you can say is what? This is the uh, Great Plains of USA. Great Plains of USA, right? So what happened here? This area was submerged. Earlier, this area was submerged inside the water. Okay, inside the water. You can say that it may be like this. It may be like this. Suppose this is the coast, or you can say uh, land which is submerged in water in this manner, right? And if the forces which are applying from the earth, okay, from here, suppose this is mantle, okay, if the pressure is getting applied, and because of that, because of aperogenic forces or vertical forces, right, this land is getting elevated upside in this manner. Suppose it was array like this, and now it has become, it has raised here like this, right, it has raised like this. So that land, okay, that plane is called structural plane, okay, because it has been formed by not deposition or erosion, or not by the agents which are working on the outer surface of the earth, but it has been formed by the action of endogenic forces which were getting applied from inside the earth, and because of the force or the pressure which was up thrusting it, right, has uplifted this much piece of land higher like this, okay, flat land, and that flat land is called what? Structurally formed plain. Example: Great Plains of USA between Rocky Mountains and Mississippi and Missouri river, right? Now another example can be, not another example, another type of structurally formed plains are, or is, sorry, that is how it can form by subsidence of land, okay. Example is Coromandel Plains. Coromandel Plain, how it is? Here we are having Eastern Ghats, Eastern Ghats, okay, and here we are having Bay of Bengal, and in between here we are having what? We are having here a plain area, okay, and that is called Coromandel Plain. Coromandel Plain. So this, how these Coromandel Plains were formed? These Coromandel Plains were formed by the subsidence of Eastern Ghats. Okay, like suppose uh, it was, it is southern India, right? This is the peninsular India. Clear? Now this one region, this one region, right, get subsided downside. Okay, earlier it was in this manner. This was here we were having Eastern Ghats. The land was high like this. Okay, we are talking about these Eastern Ghats. Okay, here we are having, these are all Eastern Ghats. Okay, so these Eastern Ghats, this is this peninsular India is a plateau. Okay, so here what happened, the elevated land which was a plateau, right, gets subsided downside, gets subsided downside because of the force getting applied by the heavy materials overlying. Okay, this, the rocks, okay, which were there, okay, in this portion of land, they applied pressure downside, and this land, okay, this land, suppose this much land, okay, this much land here came down this way, okay, came down this way and became what? It became Coromandel Plains. Coromandel Plains. So which process is taking place here? Subsidence. Subsidence means sinking. Here sinking of land is taking place. Clear? So this is how the Coromandel Plains were formed. Okay, so these plains are called structural plains. These were formed because of the forces getting working on the surface of the earth from inside. Okay, now next is structure depositional plane. In depositional planes, the first is river or alluvial plains. So the plains which are formed by the deposition of rivers. Okay, like suppose this is mountain, these are mountains, and from here one river is originating, right, and that river is depositing its sediments, okay, here in this manner, and making, leveling this area. Okay, so this area which is getting formed by the depositional work of river, right, these this type of plain is called alluvial plain, because the alluvium, what, alluvium means the sediments, alluvium or sediments brought by river is getting deposited on its banks, near the areas of its banks. Okay, and because of that deposition, the entire region, this entire region is becoming what, leveled, is becoming leveled in this manner. Okay, these are called what, alluvial plains. Alluvial plains. Okay, and we call it fluvial plains also. Fluvial plains means any types, any landform which is formed by the work of flowing agent. Okay, that is called fluvial, right? So flowing agent is fluvial. So here is river, water, right, that is also a fluvial. So here in the book it is written river deposition. The most widespread of these are alluvial plains, like the northern plains of India, Indo-Gangetic plains. Okay, the plains in which we live, right, we all people are living in northern plains, right, Gangetic, near in the areas in Gangetic plains. Okay, so the region of Ganga, Yamuna or various other rivers, okay, that region is what? That region is actually the alluvial plain. So the floodplains like the Mississippi plains in the USA. In USA, Mississippi River is there. We have already studied about that. Okay. So the plain which is formed by the deposition of sediments by Mississippi River, that plain is also what? Alluvial plain found in USA. And then a deltaic plain in Egypt and India. In India also deltaic plains are found. Deltas are formed by the deposition of the sediments by river like Ganga Delta, okay, which is found in near in West Bengal, okay. And then we are having just a minute. Then we are having the another plains, okay. At the foothills of the mountains are formed Piedmont Alluvial Planes. Suppose if mountain is there, like this is the mountain, okay, and after crossing mountains, okay, on the foothills only, where on foothills only, if the plains are getting formed, then those types of plains are called Piedmont Plains. Piedmont Plains, right? Piedmont Plains. So these are the Piedmont Plains. The flood plains described above are also alluvial plains. They are found along the river like Ganga, Yangtze Kiang River in China, Mekong and Salween River of Myanmar and Thailand, okay, are regarded as granaries of the world. In India, flood plains are divided into Khadar plains and Bangar plains. Now, what is the meaning of Khadar plains and Bangar plains? See, uh, these are the two terms, Khadar and Bangar. Khadar is called the new deposit. Okay, new deposit means suppose this is a river flowing here. Okay, and it is depositing its sediments. Okay, like this here. It brings its alluvium and deposits. Okay, clear. So if it is deposited recently, then it is called what? Khadar. And suppose here at this region earlier river used to flow in this manner. River used to flow in this manner earlier, okay. And now it has changed its track and has shifted here. But it had already deposited a lot of alluvium at this place, okay, here at this region. Clear? So this region where the alluvium was deposited earlier or old alluvium, that is called Bangar. That is called Bangar. And the region which is very near to the bank of the river, where every year or second year or third year deposits sediments are deposited, okay, so that region is called what? Khadar. That region is called Khadar. Clear? So these are, you can say, Bhangar is old deposit and Khadar is new deposit. Clear? Then we are having the plains which are formed by the deposition of sediments brought by wind, or we can say aeolin, right? So these are the most such plains are sandy deserts like Sahara in Africa and Thar desert in India, Rajasthan. They have irregular and undulating surfaces made by existence of sand dunes, halos, loess plains in China are formed from these things. Okay, so we have studied about the two things, halos, right, and sand dunes, and what? And we have studied about the loess. So what are these sand dunes? So means the action of river is taking place from where, in the areas from where river originates, means on the mountains or at the foothills of the mountain, right, until it's reached its mouth. Okay, and where deposition of wind can takes place. Okay, it can takes place in the desert areas. Okay, in desert areas the erosion by wind is most, okay, and transportation of sediments is mostly taken place in desert areas. So in desert areas what happens when you can see the mounds of sands like this. Okay, this entire mound can be transported from here to here to here. Okay, uh, anytime. Okay, right, in this manner, means they can form a kind of hills. Sorry, sand dunes are, you can say, small mounds. Mounds means dhere, you can say. Okay, of sand deposited by air at some place. Suppose this is a mound like this, and another, this is the mound like this. Okay, so this type of mounds which are transported, this which are transported by air are called sand dunes. And then another thing is what? Hollows. What it can do, suppose it was the surface in the desert, and because of the blowing of wind, suppose if this much area, right, is getting lower down by this much, like this, right, so this is called hollows, right, it is called hollows. Okay, and what is loess? Loess is the very fine particles. Fine particles means very minute dust particles, you can say very fine particles. When these particles are blown away by air, wind, okay, then what happens? These are deposited, these fine particles are deposited, suppose here, right, and these fine particles are having gypsum in it or some adhesive material in it. Okay, and they form, they get pasted to each other or fixed with each other, right, so this is called loess. So loess is found in China, northwestern China, right, so the plains which are formed by the deposition of fine particles of sand or very small particles of soil, right, dusty particles of soil on a very wide area, that type of plain is called loess. Okay, and that is formed by the depositional work of wind, which is the aeolian depositional planes. Okay, then we are having marine deposition. These planes are found in coastal regions. Let me check the video. What is the duration? 30 minutes. Okay, then next is marine deposition. These planes are found in coastal regions. Examples are the east coast of India, the Asturian banks in Netherlands, right, coast of Germany and Denmark. Now the plains which are formed by the deposition of seas, okay, at the coast, that is called marine plain. Okay, marine plain means, what are the marine plains? The marine plains are formed by the depositional action of seas or oceans or seas, okay, on the banks of on its coast. Okay, that is called marine depositional planes. Now in this they are giving example of Denmark and Germany. These are found in Denmark, in Germany. Now one more thing they are saying, that in Denmark we find polder and dikes. Polder and dikes. What is the meaning of polder? See, polder is a reclaimed land from the sea. Suppose this is sea, and this is land here. This much is land, okay, and here it is sea. Suppose if someone is reclaiming this much land from the sea, right, by making dikes. What? Dikes. By making dikes. What are dikes? Dikes are embankment. Embankment, right? Embankment means any high structure, right? Any high structure which is made to stop water. Like you must have seen so many bags of sand and stones are kept near the rivers so that river cannot enter into the villages or into the mainland, right? Getting or not? So that type of bank embankment is called what? Dike. Okay, so here what they will do, they will just means right now it is what? Right now it is under the, it has been claimed by the sea. This land is submerged, right? Getting or not? Like suppose this is Denmark, and here this much coast of Denmark is submerged. Now the people are making elevated land here, high land here, okay, this much land. This is the elevated land here, this much, okay. They have made what? They have made here dikes. What they have made? They have made here dikes, okay. Clear? Dikes means they have just raised this land from here by putting more soil, okay, or some type of stones and like this, okay. They have just made it high land or raised land, okay. And then this remaining water has been thrown out, okay, pumped out. Clear? And now what will happen? The this much land which has been reclaimed, okay, this one land, okay, is called what? This is called polder. This is called polder. Why? Because it has been land has been reclaimed from sea. Earlier here sea was there, but now we have made a wall type structure here, and we have just pumped out all the water outside, okay, and we have reclaimed this land, okay. Now the boundary of Denmark will be like this, okay. This is called polder. So that type of plane is called marine depositional plane. Now the we are having erosional planes also. Erosional planes are not given in your book, but I have taught you like that only. Now what do you mean by erosional planes? Okay, erosional planes means when a highly undulating or waving surface of earth is leveled down by the erosional work of glacier or erosional work of air or river, okay. So that type of flat land is called erosional plane, okay. So we are having peneplains and scoured plains and paddy plains. So what are these peneplains? Peneplains means suppose if there was land like this, okay, a highland was there. Earlier one highland was like this, okay, getting or not? But with the passage of time, what happened? Erosion of this layer took place and it became like this. Then erosion of this layer took place and became like this, and erosion of this layer took place and it became like this. And after some time, what happened? After some time, erosion of this took place and it became in this manner, okay. So this type of plane is called peneplain, and this peneplain takes place in humid areas. There is difference. These all peneplains, scout plains, and paddy plains are same. They are erosional plains, but they are found in humid regions, and these are found in frigid regions. The plains of frigid regions are called scout plains, and these are the paddy plains, which are found in very arid or semi-arid region. Arid or semi-arid. Arid means dry. Okay. Humid region, frigid region, arid region, and semi-arid region. Let me check the duration of video. 37 minutes. Okay. So the plains which are formed by the erosional work of rivers, you can say, okay, or other things, and or glaciers, you can say, if the glaciers are doing erosion, okay, right, in frigid zone, at the glaciers, right, so these glaciers will form scoured plains. And if the air, right, or wind is doing erosion of some highland and bringing it to the leveled ground, okay, that type of plain is called paddy plains. So paddy plains, scoured plains, and peneplains, these are same, these are called erosional plains, but here these are found in humid areas, okay. These may be formed by, not by river or by water, okay, either rainfall or any other thing, okay, by water. And scout plains, here these